Hey, good afternoon, or I should say good evening. This is Spirit Journey back home from Paltz, New York. It was a very good ride back home, and I bought food for my dogs and, all those little miscellaneous things. It's now, it's after 6 p.m., and I just wanted to share something with you guys. I want to share this, and I hope that I could share fully. It's just something that I experience emotionally at Newport's, and I feel that for me to not disclose it, that I'm not being true to myself and to you viewers. I guess it's just me and my feelings and emotions. Sometimes I feel that if I don't disclose my feelings inside about certain things, I feel that I'm hiding from you guys. I mean, there are two things: one's actions versus one's thoughts versus what someone says. But I like to still share with you my emotions about something that I experienced at Newport, and I'm embarrassed about it. And I feel that to let you know that, maybe other people out there have experienced what I experienced today. And I share this in the hopes that for healing and liberation from these emotions that we carry. Well, when I got off the Trailway bus and heading up north to the university, the SUNY Newport's, I saw a young man, and I felt initially, how do you say, little taken back, little cautious, and I'm ashamed to say why. It's very revealing about me. And here I mentioned early in the video that yesterday in Central Park I saw two men beating up a woman, and and she is getting some serious stitches, the police officers said. Well, I saw a man, what I call, I'm embarrassed about it because it's revealing about what's going on in here. And it's about isms, bigotry, racism. And I realize you bring racism, isms with you. So it's not so much what someone is doing to you. How do you feel inside about certain people or situations or locations or nationalities? Yeah, that's my little dog. Well, I saw a gentleman, and I think because what he was wearing, he was a black fellow, dark-skinned black fellow, wearing what I call hip hop clothes. He had the hat, like the ball cap with it's like a sticker that they don't want to take off, and it's backwards, so the visor is in the back, it's like a ball cap, but it's worn backwards. And the sneakers, the gold sneakers, the pants weren't drooping, they were up. But what it looked like to me, it reminded me of the people that I saw, the gentleman who beat up the woman. But it's an archetype that I saw. The person did not do anything, and in fact, when he was behind me, and then he was like a block away, but then he came up. He was walking quickly, and he walked past me. So he was, walking at a good speed. But I remember when he was at the distance, I felt I felt uncomfortable, and I'm thinking, wow, he's up here. They're up here too. But that's bigoted of me, what called bias and bigoted of me, I feel. That I judged him based on his appearance. And I see that sometimes we want to leave a location because we want to get away from our problems. And you know, the problem follows us. What if I would have said something to him that was inappropriate, you know? Or what if I was an employer and he had come to look for a job at my establishment? Would I have turned him away? How would I have responded to him? So here, I'm sorry, my dog. So here, my emotions were there. And I was embarrassed. And I was embarrassed because it reminded me of a situation that I was in about 17 years ago. I used to work at a resort. And I worked, well, the resort had local people of that particular region, and then the people who live at the resort, like myself, are people from other countries, other parts of the state, and most people that live there at the resort, most of them are white people. I was the only black female in my division, and one of the few black people in general at the resort that worked there and lived there, you know. But most of the people who work there, who live in the region, you know, the locals, most of them are people, you know, African Americans, Afro-Caribbean, and Hispanics, primarily from the Caribbean, that live there. This is in Florida. And a woman that worked there, I don't know what state she's from, she's not one of the locals, and she had a beautiful smile, very outgoing, and she was a woman of color. She's a little darker than me, and she's talking to the whites that work there, who are from other states or other countries. And I said, wow, she's like a nice person, I'll introduce myself. And I approached her, and she looked at me in terror and started backing away in fear, like I was a criminal. And I realized for her, I mean, I'm speculating again, I'm not in her head, the same thing that I experienced today, I think this woman was doing the same thing. And I said, oh, I work here. I thought maybe she thought I was, I don't know. And so I said, oh, yeah, I work here right at the, work in the pastry thing right here. Blah, blah. And I gave her my name, and it's not clicking. Sorry, my dog. It's not clicking what's actually happening. And then I realized what was going on. So I just backed away and you know, just, you know, thought nothing of it. But I realized later on what was going on. She did the same thing, but more exaggerated, you know. So maybe for her, that she has an idea in her head, an attitude about certain people, and maybe for her to work at a resort like that, she was getting away from where she was from. Maybe where she's from its limitations. I'm not sure what her nationality was, but she could have been anything. And I feel badly, you know. So I share this with you, that some things you can never escape, and what you have where you live, whether it's you live in an oppressed area, or let's say there's warfare going on, or bad politics going on, you know, it's all over, and some things you cannot avoid. And you might think, even with so-called illegals or illegal looking type, if there's such thing, you know what I'm getting at? They're up there in New Paltz too. So it's an eye-opener, and it's showing me I have to accept who I am, I have to accept who you are, and I have to, you know, leave this negativism behind me. And, you know, I really want to pray about this, because I see that it follows you. It's in here. It's inside of me, what my emotions are, and it embarrassed me to even feel this way. You know, that it's like a program, and the program I have to deprogram this negative thinking about other people, about myself, because when that environmental condition shows itself, that's when it manifests. If that thing is not there, then it doesn't manifest, but it doesn't mean that it's not there. So that's what I'm getting at, that it's something that's inside that manifests under certain conditions, and I want to root it out of me. So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. And again, each one, you know, we're to help each other. And that's also why I have this channel, Spirit Journey, to share what's in my heart, to share my fears, my joys with you, as a way of each of us sharing to one another, so we could help one another too. So definitely feel free to comment below in this video. You can share it with your friends, family. You can subscribe to Spirit Journey. And again, please give me the thumbs up. Peace, guys. Bye-bye.